Dele Momodu, the uncle of Sophie Momodu, he don't come out, can't talk. He gets some kind points where Dele Momodu hits in the areas of Sophie when I understand. See, me, I don't come here to come talk. Say, I there for this person, I there for... You know, you guys know say I be OBO fans. But the truth, I go hit the truth. Who want cry, go cry, tire. You know, consign me. Understand? When I read what he said, I'm going to read for you guys now. You know, I'll come and read in between the lines. You can't understand. But still, I go still state my facts after I don't read. I want read where did Dele Momodu talk about Sophia Momodu and about Davido. Davido still get you on for body because he be like, see that man go like on the test. When I was saying no, give you to test, you let it go. And I also understand the part where the man said that the house where he be say Papa Davido give Sophie rejected it. The reason why she rejected it, I can understand. That we even hinder Sophie from getting married. No man go want come near that house. Because if they come there, you will know OBO. Now you go back the person. My papa house. My papa house where Sophie day. Now you want to come the knock for there. They don't agree. So it is true that she rented a house. Now let me read what Dele Momodu said, the uncle of Sophie Momodu. He hit so many facts when I see, and I will not look at anybody's face to hit my truth. Do you understand? Now make I show now something. Okay, this is coming from Dele Momodu. I want to read what he said. He said, my candid opinion on David Adeleke vs. Sophie Momodu by Dele Momodu. Last night, I received a distressing message from Mr. Davido Adeleke, aka Davido. He was obviously devastated by the counter affidavit submitted in the court earlier in the day. In the response to his affidavit seeking a joint custody of his daughter with my niece, Sophie Momodu. I have seen David's affidavit about 2 weeks ago, and I was very surprised as David had spoken on a video call days earlier. Response to his affidavit seeking a joint custody of his daughter with my niece, Sophie Momodu. I had seen David's affidavit about 2 weeks ago, and I was very surprised as David and I had spoken on a video call days earlier with him and Pastor Toby Adegbo Yaga. And he never told me he had any custody issue with my niece. So you can imagine my confusion to find out via social media and subsequently confirmed by my niece that he had filed an action in court seeking joint custody of their daughter. During this conference video call, we were all very excited about his forthcoming wedding ceremony. An event our family congratulated him about, which is true. Reasons why I said it's true is because I saw the congratulatory message coming from Dele Momodu. It was posted all over the place. So now let's continue. Prior to this, David had told me he eventually spoke to their daughter after a long loop of about 2 years. Okay, let's continue. He was very happy and excited, so I thought everything was sorted and he and Sophia would now have opportunity of taking maximum care of their daughter. I had offered special thanks to David's dad, Dr. Adediji Adeleke, for his kindness and support for our daughter during the period of Davido's absence. I had also taken Sophia and their daughter to my very dear friend, Governor Ademola Adeleke, seeking his intervention. To the best of my knowledge, there was never a problem of joint custody. The issue was non-payment of school fees for several seasons, non-payment of accommodation and salary of a nanny. There was no car dedicated to Davido's daughter, and so on. Mercifully, I mentioned all to Dr. Adediji Adeleke, and he responded positively, like a true grandfather, on the issue of non-payment of school fees. David's dad cleared everything and also set up payments of future bills. He gave his granddaughter a car to take her to school. The remaining issue was on accommodation. David's dad verbally offered, in his discussion with me, one of their family apartments in Oniru Estate, Victoria Highland. However, maybe due to miscommunications, Davido's lawyers had communicated otherwise. After Sophia clarified from me, she politely declined the offer, and her reasons was tenable in my view. Comfortable living in a place warming with Davido's family members. He continued to say she and her daughter had been living in Ikoyi before David and Sophia started their latest quarrel. Their request was that David should pay half of the accommodation while she would pay the other half. David said he could only contribute 5 million annually. My opinion is that the absence of camaraderie between David and Sophia has caused this debacle. I have cautioned repeatedly that their daughter must not be allowed to suffer or be treated like second-class child. David global statue makes it imperative. He continues and he said, Sophia allowed David access to their daughter provided she has her nanny around 24/7. The 9-year-old herself made this request, and I believe this should be favorable, considered, and accepted. My grandniece has been released to go out with her cousins on several occasions. The governor's daughter, Nike, was at Sophia's house with governor's grandson last Christmas Day. Despite the fact that there wasn't ample notice, and she still granted access. 2 months ago, the governor's son, Sinarambo, requested a play date with Sophia's daughter. And Sophia rented a children's place in Victoria Highland for them to spend hours together. This only time she couldn't join her father's family was when her grandfather requested to go on a vacation with her for 3 weeks last year, as the notice was too short, and Sophie had already paid for their own trip due to lack of communications between both parents. Now, me personally, I don't begin the see reasons with Sophia. Why? She said she doesn't want to, as in she doesn't want Davido to take over the whole bills, but let them share the money, okay? Let them share the custody of their children. The only part where I for blame Sophia, now when Davido tell you say you give her, you can't begin the giver for what? And when you want talk, you can't begin go the add Davido picky where you don't buy joy. I don't like that part. It make you look pained and jealous. And if we look at Davido should not claim victim. Why? Because just how many days to your marriage to make am pepper Sophia where you can't begin the tell Sophia say you can't go sue and go court. All of this, David is the one that initiated the problem, because he was the one that petitioned Sophie to court. Why? Because he said Sophie no agree make it see picking. Sophie say may you can't pay for the accommodation, more na share them together. You say no, now only 5 million you get. But in your statement to the court, you said you provided everything. Sophie's uncle now, Dele Momodu, said You did not provide anything. It was your father that clears the bill later. Maybe because your lawyers did not, maybe it's because of the miscommunication between your lawyers. They did not understand. That's what Dele Momodu said. But the only part I am upset with Sophie Momodu is that when you know that Davido is already engaged with Choma, why did you give him your bekus? That one, you are wrong. And this case between Davido and Choma, the thing that I see here is that they are not just thinking about the child. They are fighting against themselves. Maybe Sophie say, I know give bekus again. Davido say you must they give. Because you cannot tell me that you are fighting for a child because that woman just say no. You just say, okay, carry the pikin go. Then what was the essence of taking her to court when you know saying just 2 weeks to your marriage? Let's say things the way they are. So for me, Sophie is jealous. Davido is also want to pinch. They pinch, they hide, they pinch. No, we should not accept that. Okay? Because right now, Dele Momodu don't clear everything. And really, to settle this matter out of the media, the parents of Imade, they need to come to one accord and say, you know what? We're not going to knock each other again. You go to pay this amount for my house. I go to pay this amount. If you feel the house is too expensive, tell her to get another house. And the reason why she's not going to accept that very house for your father is because no man go want come there, come stay with him. Where be your papa house, now she collect. Now she day under. Yes, now. Hapa.